I'm Max Terry. I'm in 12th grade. I'm a senior. I'm in Ag Equipment Design and Fabrication.
My name is Dawson Watkins. I'm in the 10th grade and I'm in Ag Mechanics.
My name's Loralei and I'm in 10th grade in Ag Mechanics.
I'm Maggie Sue and this is the Ag practicum for vet men.
Well, to be honest, as a kid, I watched Phineas and Ferb, and they did welding, and it looked interesting. And so, in 8th grade, they were like, hey, fill out this paper, and there was welding. So I said, let's do it.
As a freshman, I really wanted to be a vet, and then I got into the Ag program, and I'm kind of more towards being an Ag teacher. But at the same time, this will prepare me for courses that I will be teaching as an Ag student, and then I might minor in some vet courses.
In the principal's class, we just went over the basic, understanding of ag mechanics and agriculture in general, and then you get to choose the pathway you want to be on, whether it be livestock production, ag mechanics, or floral.
Well, really, I learned pretty much all the basics of welding in this class. I learned how to find measurements and how you need to make a list of all the materials you need so you don't run out, and really just how to start a project and work through it.
We just talked about different parts of agriculture, so like the animals, floral, and then welding. And then in this, we got our welding certifications, and then in the future, we'll build bigger projects.
The floral class is more of plant design and learning about how plants and how they work. Livestock is about the animals, and ag mechanics is working with your hands, building projects.
Sophomore year, we took a class called livestock production, and that class was just kind of an intro into the different breeds of different species like cattle and stuff like that. And then junior year, we took a class called vet med applications, and that's just an intro into vet science and the different vet courses and stuff. And then this year is a double block class for the practicum, and we can actually leave after 4th period and go work at a vet's office, or we can stay here and do our doggy daycare, and we groom dogs and take care of dogs and that kind of stuff.
You learn a lot of things really about life. A lot of people think, I go into the school and I'm learning things in class, but I would say this class will help me more for the rest of my life than some other classes would.
I learned the importance of being exact with all your measurements and working with your hands.
I have my welding certification, and I'm working on building a smoker right now.
I would just say if you're looking for some life skills or really just to have fun, I personally have a heck of a lot of fun in there. But it's just great life experience. You can go far in this, and from what I've heard, there's a lot of money in trade, so if you want to make good money and have fun while doing it.
In 3rd grade, I wanted to be a vet, wanted to go to A&M, be a vet, have my own practice. I had a whole plan, but I came in here freshman year, met Mr. Hartley. He's a Texas Tech Raider. I met all the other ag teachers. I saw how ag teachers have helped kids, because I love helping kids. That's kind of one of my passions, I guess. And I also saw the different classes you can teach. Like an English teacher, they just teach English. Ms. Wright teaches 7 different classes. There's 2 classes in there right now, 2 different classes. And so I kind of saw how that happens. So I have been accepted to Tech. I'm going to be majoring in ag education.
My plans are to go get my certifications and associate's degree at TVCC and work in metal fabrication at first and see where that goes, and if I want to work in that for the rest of my life, I'll do it.
I love getting to go down to the shop every day and just weld, put something together.
It opens up a lot more opportunities for career options.
Just the amount of hands-on work that we get to do. You go into the shop and you just start to weld, and there's something about welding to me where it's you just have this little molten pile of metal and you're manipulating it however you want. So it's just really cool.
FFA, I guess, is kind of like my second family. They're my home. it's basically kind of like my safe space in my high school. So I just come down here and get to relax and hang out with some of my best friends.
A little introduction to the program. The first shop class you can take is going to be the Ag Mechanics and Metal Tech. So as a sophomore, that's what you sign up. You'd have to take Ag Principles first, but then you get to get in your shop your sophomore year. Junior and senior year, you'll take either Ag Structures Design and Fabrication or Ag Equipment Design and Fabrication. And what we do in those classes is basically just build projects. Your sophomore year in Ag Mechanics, you're going to learn how to weld. You're going to learn 2 different processes, stick welding and MIG welding, SMAW and GMAW rather. You're actually going to get a welding certification, an AWS D9.1. That's a sheet metal certification that you get, and that stays with you. Now, that won't necessarily get you a job right out of high school, but it gives you a great foundation. You can go off to a trade school and get even further, maybe even learn how to TIG weld and flux cord and some other different processes. Or you can go to a very, very intro level job, building maybe metal buildings, maybe you're working in a fabrication plant, building deer stands or something like that. There's lots of options. At the very least, it'll get you in the door to sweep the floors until they think you're ready to weld on their floor. Another thing that we have to do or that we have an opportunity to do in the Ag Mechanics program is we have what's called our Ag Mechanics shows. So if you know the kids or if you've judged livestock or shown livestock yourself, we also do that with Ag Mechanics. Basically, when we build a project, we take it to what's essentially a giant auto show, but for our Ag Mechanics project. So smokers, trailers, feedlots, feed pens, several different things. Shop tables, we've built a variety of shop, and we've done pretty well in the past. It's not just a boy thing. We're in large part boys, but we've had several girls be successful, and some have gone off and to study it after they leave here too. So everybody's welcome. It's a great program. I'd be excited to have you here.